Hello and welcome back to our YouTube channel. I am Oribi and this is
Chidi here. Well, it's been a long time, it's been over a year.
more than a year.
It's been more than
a couple
year.
of months.
I know a lot of people have been wondering where we've been. I know a lot of friends that have been reaching out. Guys, what's up? What's happening? Well. We are just here to give you a little gist of why we've been away for a while.
First off, we actually moved. We had a very big move. Our contract from our previous house was, up, and we had to move. That's because that house was just a one bedroom house. We just had to get that house because at the time that we came into the UK, there was not like a lot of houses. There was housing issue, and I just happened to get this house. It's a spacious one bedroom, but it was too small for our family. Obviously we have a daughter, so we would have guests and they would have anywhere to sleep, so we had to move into another place. So that's one major thing that happened in this time that you haven't seen us on YouTube.
For me, I would just say that was like our genesis. Thank God has taken us through that experience, and by the time our contract was about to end, we were able to secure a bigger place and a better place.
It was really God ordained, because the people that came here to see the house, they were really big people. They came with their cars, driving, parking, waiting to view the house. We just walked from our house down here, and luckily enough, they got back to us when we filled in the form, and we were so shocked that they picked us out of that class of people that came to view the house. So it was really God ordained that we got this house, a beautiful space.
I think our faith was actually in tune. Like, we were trusting God to secure the house. When we came, we saw other people that are also interested in the house, but then we trusted God, and by the time we submitted our application, like a few hours later, they got back to us and like, the landlord is giving you the house. So usually not very easy like that, but we thank God that God gave us this place, and we are very comfortable for the time being. That's number one.
Number two was my PhD. My God, this PhD is a whole lot to think about and just to digest. It's a lot, coming into the UK to start a PhD course is a lot of mental thinking, mental working. It really drained me, and that was my first year, so it was tough because I've not done like a research before in that sense. This here in the UK, your supervisors just want you to go ahead and do what you want to do. Like, they expect that what you need to do, and that really had a toll on me. Like, I cried. There were times I cried. There were times I was upset. It really drained me, and I didn't have that time. We didn't have that time to come together and say, okay, let's just put on YouTube, because I was thinking about my PhD, which I'm still doing. But I think now, where I am now, my PhD, I have more clarity. I'm more certain on what I want to do. I'm learning more, and it's eye-opening what I need to do, like what the steps I need to take. So it's better now, and I think you'll be seeing more of us on YouTube.
PhD, not be beans.
We'll
scale through.
We are seeing encouraging steps every step of the way. I'm getting better, and it's more easier. Like, when I come out for my meetings now, I'm not longer like how I used to be before. I'm smiling, I'm okay with it, I know what I need to do. It's much better. So, but I'll just encourage anybody that wants to do a PhD, have a learning phase, like a couple of months, a year. Take out that time to really know the method, so that when you enter into your okay, when your supervisors are speaking to you about certain things, you know what they mean. Engage with people that are doing research, so that you'd acclimatize yourself with what a PhD what research is all about, and then I think that you're good to go when you submit an application for a PhD. So today we're going to be talking about 5 habits for a strong and healthy marriage.
In no particular order. Number 1, active sex.
Number 2, communication.
Number 3, teamwork.
Number 4, quality time together.
Number 5,
continual growth and adaptation.
Without wasting time, let's jump right into these topics. All right, in communication, there's a saying that there is nobody that gossip more than husband and wife. You see, husband and wife, like this. Husband and wife can gossip. The more you communicate with each other, the more you build this bond and friendship. And I think that's where we find our strength, when we're not, we're not exchanging words. There's something troubling you, or there's something you wish to talk about, and then you be like, oh babe, there's something I want to tell you, or there's something we should talk about, and then we'll bring these matters to the table, and then we'll talk about it. We're able to trash that issue. We're able to, come to an agreement concerning that particular matter. So regular communication, effective communication is a key to a successful marriage.
Okay, for me, guys, this year is going to make us 4 years in marriage. We thank God for that. It hasn't been easy, but I think earlier on in the marriage, our communication wasn't that great. And when you do not communicate or voice out what you're feeling about a certain thing, I think it weakens your marriage, it weakens your bond, because then you're keeping things in your heart, you're keeping things in your mind, and you're not able to voice it out. You're just, okay, let me keep it in my mind, and then because you're not voicing that out, your actions are telling something else, even though your face is showing. Maybe I might be angry about something and it's in my mind, but I'm trying my best out to act normal, but then my actions might give a different thing. You understand what I mean? So in time, that first period, we I don't think our communication was really great, because you have to expect that, because you're bringing two people who have different backgrounds, have different way of thinking into a particular into a union like that. And so you expect that there'll be conflicts, there'll be things that you don't understand, things that you don't get. So at that initial time, I think it really, at some point, it really weakened our marriage. So but going forward, as we've learned each other's what we like and what we don't like, we are able to voice our opinions out. We're able to, when someone hurts each other, we're able to say, oh babe, I was not happy that you did this, and then we reconcile, and then that has really upgraded our marriage into the place where it is right now. I think, like my husband would say, we stay out of, I don't think it's quarrel, I think even just having some conflict, it's misunderstanding. It's been a while, because we're we
communicate better now.
We voice out our opinions, what we don't like. I was hurt by this, babe, and then the other person, that is the person that hurt the other person, would apologize, and we work it out and we move on. Like the Bible says, do not take
don't let your anger
don't
let the sun go down on your anger.
So I think good communication, being able to resolve conflicts easily, quickly, not leaving it for a long time, would give like a strong and healthy relationship, make your marriage work and be sweet. So I think communication is
the key,
is
and that's
one habit.
That's why we make it number one.
Number 2 is quality time together. Oh my God, I cannot stress about this point. Like, it is something that I think that's part of like my love language. Like, that is one of my love language, quality time. My husband knows that I like quality time. Even sometimes when he's going to work, I'm like, oh, can't you stay? Or even when he's at work, I'm calling him, can't you?
Even after a long holiday.
Even like after a long holiday that he has spent with me, I'm like, can't you take one more day, don't go to work. Even at work, I'm calling him to say,
come back early.
Come back early,
Like how? How do I close early?
So it's a very, I think that's my love language, but I think that's a habit that, if you're in a marriage, that you should spend quality time together. I've heard of stories that people come into the UK and they barely even spend time. I know that you have to work, you have to make money, but you still need to have that balance of like, oh, I need to spend time with my family, I need to create time, I need to take out time to go out. But I think this year we've been really actively doing that, keeping money aside for special occasions, like to just take ourselves out, spend time with each other. And one thing I like about my husband is like his days off, he really okay, this is my day off, I'm not going to be taking any shift, even if they call me to this no shift, I'm going to spend time with my family, I'm going to give my family quality time, do things that excite both of you, like whatever your spouse likes. I think that's what you should try to incorporate in your marriage, like try and build that sense of, okay, I got you babe, that thing. So I think that's something that is another habit that married couples should really incorporate in their marriage for a healthier and stronger marriage.
Oh yeah, I think for especially to the married men out there, your home should be like your safe haven, like
sanctuary.
Your home should be your safe place. If you really want to have a successful marriage, because I don't know about some people, their mindset, but for me, coming into marriage was, I want to make it work. I want my marriage to last till death do us part, in our rightful old age. So your home should be your safe haven. You should be looking forward to coming home. When you close from work or wherever you are, wherever you've been, you should be excited about going home. And when you're home, try and make it fun. Try and be closer to your wife. If you have kids, your kids around, and just do stuff you guys like to do together. And there are some people, they are home as well, but they are not home. You see that the man is around, but he's doing his own thing. The woman is doing her own thing, but they live together. They are in the same space, but they are not together. So you should try and be deliberate about spending quality time with your partner. It's very, very, very important if you want to have a long-lasting marriage. Quality time can never be overemphasized. So that's just
to add, just before we round up this point, I remember the show we are watching, there's a show we are watching, and in this they are trying to renovate the house, make the space beautiful for the couple, and in that space you saw that they had separate TVs. In the room. This one is for the husband, this one is for the wife. So even as they're even coming to that safe space of the bedroom, their own bedroom, the married couple's bedroom, they are not still, bonding. They have two separate things. The man is on his own TV, the woman has on her own TV, like that. So, you like he said, I'm just stressing on that point that you can be in the home and then you're not actually in the home because you're not together. So you have to really be deliberate, because I know that life can bring things that can stress you out, and you're just like, oh, I just want to relax, I just want my own thing, this is what I want to do. But you have to be deliberate for your marriage to be fruitful, for your marriage to work out, for your marriage to be long lasting. You have to take deliberate steps of like spending quality time together. It can be in small ways when you're in the home, deliberately. Let's watch a movie together. Let's be, if we're on the same bed, hold each other. Don't just say, okay, this is my side, this is the husband's side, this is the wife's side, and then your marriage would be very weak, and that will end up having end up having problem because somebody else is giving you the attention that your spouse is not giving, and that will bring trouble, and worst case scenario, it can lead to a divorce. So it's very important. I think that's a very good habit, to incorporate in your marriage. Yeah.
So next on our list, we're going to be talking about teamwork. Okay. Well, when I hear about teamwork, it reminds me of the oldies when, the husband his sole responsibility is providing for the family, and then the wife's responsibility is taking care of the house and all that.
Taking care of the children.
Taking care of the children. But I think it has evolved over time. Today we have the woman working as well, and then we have the man also working. You feel, oh, I'm back from work, I'm stressed. The woman also is back from work and she's stressed. But that's why in today's marriage, teamwork is very essential, because you really have to help each other out. If you're a man who knows how to cook, support, help your wife to cook when she's busy doing something else. The woman, when the man is busy doing something else, you're there supporting the man. There's nothing like, oh, this one is the man that must do it, except of course there are some things that only the man can do. That can be allowed. But teamwork, you guys have to help each other out. The man, sometimes you help take care of the children, the woman would help put the house in order, just do things together. In our marriage, we there's nothing like this one you must do. Sometimes I do the cooking. In this new generation marriage, teamwork goes a long way to making you enjoy your home and your marriage.
I think even he has said it. I think he has said it all. But just to add, I know how I feel, because right now I'm doing my PhD. I'm currently not working. But I know how I always feel I want to do something. I'm not happy that I'm not doing something, because I actually want to help. Even as he's working, when all the salary comes in, it's already designated to certain things, and you're wondering, oh, you wish you can do something. I think that if you have that time to do something, I think that is another place you can help your spouse out, to balance it out with allocating money to different places and still having more to keep for yourself and all that. And aside the fact that I'm not doing a corporate work, I've actually got a business that I'm doing.
Businesses
that I'm doing to support, have that teamwork in the home, where I feel that he does not have to do everything. I can just go out one day and I have my own money and I can buy what we need for the house. I can do this without telling him. That's what teamwork is.
That's also another powerful tool for being a part of the team. She's doing well.
So I think that's a very good habit for a strong and healthy marriage. Because imagine one of the spouse taking all the responsibility and still coming home and then working at home as well. It will be very draining, and you will see the stress, person will be frustrated. So I think teamwork is something that we're not in the olden days where they'll say the woman is subjected to the kitchen or the room. The man is the one that has the luxury of doing things. I think that it has evolved, like he said, and people are able to take responsibilities. And my husband is doing a good job in that. Taking care of Kamara when I'm busy or with my schoolwork, and and he's a very good cook, I might say. He's a very good cook. So sometimes my husband will just whip up something very delicious in the kitchen, and every husband can do that for his wife. It's not
my men, please, if you don't know how to cook, go and watch YouTube video. I think my cooking game, I became better. I became a better cook when I started watching, cooking shows on YouTube. I can just open a YouTube video and I'm learning step to step. It's not like I've always been a good cook. In fact, when the earlier stage of our marriage, I wasn't cooking at all. She was the one doing all the cooking. But recently I started, improving my cooking skill, and then I started practicing over and over.
Surprise us with some meals.
I became a good chef. So
A1 husband. So.
Help. We've heard stories in this UK where people just slump. Sometimes it's just stress. And that can only happen when someone feels overwhelmed. So it's important. Teamwork is important. So you help out where you have to, And then as a team, it's not a do or die affair. There are things you cannot do at that moment. Please, I know some men are like, oh, I want this like this, I want my food fresh, I want this, I want this. To be part of a team as well is to look at the situation, look at the day and say, oh babe, I think we've had a stressful day today. Don't worry, let's eat out. Or okay, let's just manage what we have. Okay, can we just take this snack for the night?
Yeah.
And not demand that, oh, because I like my food fresh, you guys have had a busy day together and back home, and then you tell her, oh babe, go to the kitchen, make me something fresh. Teamwork also means allowing the time for your spouse to rest, knowing that, oh, you've had a stressful day, don't bother about cooking today, right? So in fact, there are a lot of things to say, but because of time, we'll wrap it here. Next on our list is continual growth and adaptation. Okay, so when you talk about continual growth, it's they said learning is lifelong. You learn through experience, you learn through time. I remember when we met, like when we started cutting newly, we used to have some conflict based on our different background and experiences and everything. We had a lot of back and forth, but over time, there was this deliberate steps to try and learn. Okay, why is this happening? Why are we having issues? And then there was a change. Somehow there was a change. So within these 4 years of marriage, there have been continual growth. So I found myself, putting work to grow, to be better. Not just in the area of issues and communication and all these other areas. Also, there's this continual growth into what we want our future to be like. So it's a journey that never ends. So as you continue the journey of marriage, there should be room for growth. There should be room for new knowledge. The skill I'm doing now is not what I was doing back home. But when I came here, I had to learn new skills, implemented these skills, and in this same skill, I'm finding myself grow as well to be, in a better position in the future as well. So it's ever changing, keep growing.
Yeah, and I think adaptation, if we're going to look at that adaptation, like I said before, he's a different human being, I'm a different human being, and we like different things. We have different tastes in different things. So when you're coming into a marriage, you just have to adapt. You have to come to a middle ground where you say, okay, we just have to settle for this, because if I can give an example, when we are saying we are settling for, you want 3 children, I want 4 children, and or you wanted 2 and me I wanted 4, and we start to settle for 3. If I'm giving that example, let's settle for 3, because that is what marriage is all about. You're growing and you have to adapt to what this person likes, what this other person likes. You just have to adapt to make it a beautiful marriage. So I think he has said it all, and continual growth and adaptation is something that would, like he said, learning is something that is continuous, is lifelong, is something, and change is constant. So you have to change to make your marriage beautiful. You have to change to make your marriage go forward and keep and long lasting. You can't remain in the same thing. The things you did when you started the marriage first year, you won't be doing it in your 5th year. It's constant. So it's something that you need to, it's something that you have to have as a habit, that I need to change this way just to make my marriage go longer. My spouse doesn't like this, so I have to change. My wife doesn't like this, so I have to change to make the marriage beautiful. And I think that is something that would help married couples to keep growing and becoming better and have a beautiful, strong and healthy marriage. So final point. This is a very interesting point, and I think we left it to last, the juicy point,
the hot one.
So the last point is active sex. Oh my god.
She's just whispering this. Active sex, people. God. I think this is what it's one significant part of marriage that God finished work. And I would say, when you talk about a marriage, you see people who have grown apart over time, you see the marriage is now serious. The man is now papa, the woman is now mama. The woman focus on the children, the man focus on raising, providing, and then the marriage becomes like a brother and sister kind of thing. That marriage lacks active sex. If you want to enjoy your marriage, you want your marriage to be sweet, you have to be making sure that you continue to have this sex of the day. I think to some people, it became, or rather for me, I would say, yeah, when we got married, the first few years, we're having a lot of it. But after a while, when our daughter came,
yeah.
and then growing to the point where she doesn't sleep in her own room, it also affected, our sex in marriage, But over time of recent as well, we are now more conscious about the fact that sex makes your marriage sweeter.
Definitely.
So yeah, we became deliberate, we became more deliberate about it, and also we started discussing more about it, making plans about it, trying to see how we can spice it up and not make it a routine, stuff.
Kind of thing.
Yeah. We had to start making deliberate step, discussing about it, and trying to see ways, that we can spice up, our sex life and make it more enjoyable and make it more fun, But if you do that, believe me, if you do that, if you make sex a major part of your marriage will shine. People outside will be telling you, yeah, guy, I want my marriage to be, they don't even know that it's because of. So I'm telling you people the secret.
Married couples, if you're very truthful with yourself, you know that, or you have a misunderstanding in your marriage, and maybe because you do the thing, do sex, I mean, when you decide to do it, you know that things have changed. The atmosphere will change because of that. Boyfriend and girlfriend, please, this is not for you. It's for only married couples. I think sex is a very beautiful thing that God had put in the container of marriage, and it's something that He gave as a gift to married couples. So it's something that should be actively done. I see so many people fading away from their marriage because that is not happening. It's just like, okay, I go to work, I come back, I sleep on the bed, I go. The person next to me is just a wood on the bed. That is not done, and then you see that even more problems come out because there's no active sex. And I think that is something that you should do. And adding to what my husband said about spicing the marriage, please, married couples, not because you're giving birth, you will now come and your wives especially, you will now come and be dressing a certain way. You can't. You have to be able to dress appropriately. You know what I mean, wearing the lingerie, looking good for your husband, taking a shower, smelling good. That should be something that you have to incorporate in your sex life to make it more beautiful. You can't just decide that because I've had so many kids now, I'm just going to, my husband has seen me. What has he not seen before? And that's one thing people say, what has he not seen before? Has he not seen? There's nothing to this thing. Let me just wear what I want to wear. But you can't do that. And in order to spice up your marriage, if you've been married for 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, I know that it can be, life can come and shake you up, but you should deliberately do that in your marriage, where you spice up your marriage, you actively, and that one is in capital letter, actively have sex. Experience that time, have that experience with your spouse, being able to enjoy your marriage. I think that is an important, and the last habit and a tip that we're giving to married couples for a stronger and healthier marriage. Anything you want to add?
Okay, well, I would say when you talk about active sex, I know it's not actually what's the word? Well, you may not have sex every day when we talk about active sex, but every day there should be a sexy thing about the day. You can play with each other, touch body, touch somewhere, just do something sexy, to cover for the days that you may not have the time to actually, do. So those particular times, sometimes during your day, as you're going about your day, you cuddle up on each other, touch some areas, press some things, suck some things, you know what I mean?
Really suck some things. I don't know what it means.
So guys, play with something, play, suck something, touch something, just make sure that at every point in time your hand is moving, if your body is not moving, your hands are moving. That's what active sex is. I'm telling you.
And women, that men, what they see is what they see. So you have to be able to dress appropriately. You can't go and wear one Mary Amaka gown, cover yourself, wear one big scarf on your head. Your husband is not able to, you have to be able to look good, because that's what your husband is going to see, for him to catch you and say, okay, let him not carry your eye, go see another person for outside. You secure your own marriage in the home. I'm not saying that gives the right for the husband to go and do something outside, but I'm saying that you two need to secure your home. You two need to spice up your marriage. You need to be deliberate in making it work, and part of making it work is the active sex, looking good, smelling nice, being attractive as well. And men too, touch your woman. You see your woman passing, do something, like my husband said, do something nice. Yes, not like you just say, okay, this one I've seen her, I've married her and kept in the house, there's nothing more else to do. Don't do that. You have to keep your marriage going. And God was deliberate why he added sex into. And I think that if it's already happening in your marriage, like you're already having this issue where it has become redundant, like you guys are just partners, you're not doing this, I think that you should take a step back. This might be part of the issues, part of the things that are adding to the issues in your marriage. It might not be, they might not be seen issues, they might be quiet issues, they might not be loud issues, but they'll be quiet issues that you both have not seen that this is actually a problem. But it's actually a problem because that is not happening. There's no attraction to your spouse anymore, and you need to spice it up. Dressing good, looking good, smelling nice. This for ladies, smelling nice, looking good, waiting. Your husband is coming back. When he opens the door, you should see somebody sexy waiting for him. You should smell. You should smell good. Not just come back. Okay, welcome. Your food is ready. Go and eat it. That kind of thing. Or even if you prepare the food, you tell him dessert is waiting for you upstairs. You know what I mean? So you need to spice it up. If that is what is actually happening in your marriage, don't let the world make you redundant in your marriage, make your marriage bitter. So you need to spice it up.
All right, I know you have enjoyed. If you watched the last part of this video, I believe you really enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe to our channel if you're not a subscriber, and turn on your notification bell so that you'll be informed whenever we post a video. We are back.
And please, if you have any questions for us, send us a DM, put it in the comment section, and we're going to be answering your questions in our next video or when we get your questions.
Thank you so much for sticking to the end of this video.
Love you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.